What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? Thomas here from That Money Guy. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting. Something that I know every single one of us has had a problem with in the past. You know how I know that? Because I, like you, am only human. Budgeting is hard, and today we're going to be tackling the discussion of, is budgeting effective? My answer is going to be no, it is not effective. Hold on a sec. Before you start to worry and think, oh god, this guy's lost all credibility. No, let me just clarify that. I think budgeting is a great tool if done correctly. However, I don't think that the majority of people do budget correctly. I think that a lot of people have great intentions when it comes to budgeting, but their follow-through is not as good as they plan, hope, wish it could be. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about that and steps that you could possibly take to improve that. You know, the number one thing in budgeting is making sure every single dollar has a place to go. And some people are very used to phones, some people are very used to computers, some people are very used to pen and paper. You know, at any rate, what I would do is I would advise you to write down, every single dollar that you expect to earn. You know, if you have a regular paying job and you get paid that same amount of income on every single pay period, then that should be a lot easier for you. If you are a tradesman, if you are a temp worker, and your income fluctuates, you know, I would very, very highly recommend putting, basically writing down each and every week or every other week or whenever you see there being a change in your income. That is the biggest problem that I've come across personally when I've been budgeting, is I've started out with really, really good intentions, but when it came to actually allocating the money, sometimes I fell short. Sometimes I didn't quite think of every possible dollar and every possible expense I've had, and that's put me in a bad position in the past. But what I do now is I know how much money I'm going to be making every pay period. I've done that in advance, and what I've done is I've thought of every expense I have, and I break it down two ways. Basically, I have two paychecks every month. I get paid bi-weekly, and that means that every other week I get a paycheck, and one of my paychecks is the sort of serious, you gotta pay rent, gotta pay your phone bill, gotta pay, any kind of obligatory expenses, credit cards, whatever, right? You know, you lump that, and I can lump that all into my first paycheck. My second paycheck is the one I consider the fun paycheck. It's the one where I get to decide, hey, you know what? This amount of money I get to invest. This amount of money I get to save. This amount of money I get to go out and buy whatever, right? But the key thing here is to make sure every single place, every single piece, every single penny, nickel, dime, and quarter has a purpose in your life. Because the minute you start losing track, of the little things, the big things start to become a problem. A little probably unknown fact about me, I don't know if I mentioned it before, is my family is British, and we have a saying, my grandparents taught me this: look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Pounds for Americans is English currencies. Basically what they're saying is, if you make sure that you keep track of the little things and you stay on top of those little things, you are going to be all the better off for it in the long run on a larger scale. And so basically what I'm trying to say here is get it down in writing. I have an Apple computer, and so I use the Numbers app, and what I do is I write down all of my expenses, and I write down my income, and then whatever's left I find a place for. Because again, even the extras, even the fun stuff, even the, hey, I don't need to pay anything with it, it's got to find a place to go. And so, I'm just going to show you right now a picture of what my my personal paycheck budget looks like. Like I said, I'm not trying to hide anything. This is exactly how much I make. You can see I don't make a lot of money. But since doing that and since being responsible, I think my cash position has put itself in a better position month over month. These things are hard, I get it. These things are difficult, and especially if you have a habit of not making a budget or spending without really thinking about it, it can really come back to bite you. So I understand where you're coming from. But one of the things that I've learned from pretty much all millionaires is it is so important to look after the little things. I can't emphasize that enough. You know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a man worth hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, really. I mean, I have zero debt at the moment. I have an overall very good credit score. I have my assets paid off. I have my liabilities paid off. I don't owe the bank or the store or the credit union anything. And a lot of that is through budgeting. When I tackled my debt, I listed that debt. I wrote that debt down because, you know, in your mind, you're thinking of a big number, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever. That number is a big number. But if you can write that down, right? Let's say, you know, you write down $3,000 worth of debt, and you set yourself that deadline, you know, I have 12 months to pay that off. Well, then you divide that 3,000 by 12, and you have a much more manageable number. And as long as you stick to that and you stay disciplined, you are going to be so much better off for it. You are going to be so much more relaxed. And if you stay rigid in your paying off your debts, if you stay rigid in taking it seriously, you're going to be rewarded in the future. You know, I say discipline around payday, fun all other times. Basically what I'm saying is pay off what needs to be paid off, put money where money needs to be put, and with whatever you've allocated, have fun, go have a blast. At the moment, I've been trying to pretty religiously not spend money and to kind of hoard it away. But, you know, there's always unexpected expenses. My back window on my Tahoe got blown out by something or someone. And so that was a $400 expense, something that I hadn't been able to foresee. But my girlfriend, a wonderful, wonderful woman, she was like, look, I don't want you going into your emergency fund yet. I can do something. I can help you out. And it was very, very hard for me, to be perfectly honest, to open up and say, look, sweetheart, yeah, at the moment, you know, my emergency fund is small, and I can pay for it really if that's not a problem. But she just put her own, she put her own feelings aside, and she wanted to take care and make sure that I was okay, which is one of the things that I just absolutely love about her. She did a wonderful, wonderful job. And so that was an expense that was very, very nearly, you know, had me going back into that emergency fund. I think money can cause you to be a lot of things, and paranoid is one of them. You know, you can have an emergency fund with thousands upon thousands of dollars, but then there's always that thought in the back of your mind, what about something that costs just more? What about a medical expense that costs $10,000 more than I have? So it's hard to sometimes reach back and go into that. But like I said, focus on the budget, focus on the small numbers, the little things, the Starbucks coffee, the trip to McDonald's, focus on everything you can and try and be as honest and straightforward as possible. I know myself that sometimes I've not wanted to write down just because, I don't know, it's made me feel guilty, like, you know, McDonald's or whatever. But do it, and you'll be so much better off for it. I am. I hope this helps, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and comment if you wouldn't mind as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Adios. Goodbye.